Hello and welcome to Weird Around Illinois. One area that has been coming up a lot lately, both in our interviews and on various podcasts that we've been watching, is the Peoria area. So we'd like to take a closer look at it, and specifically today, we'd like to take a look at the Bigfoot sightings in the area of Peoria, Illinois. So let's take a look, and let's get weird.
Yeah, and one of them is probably the most recent and most famous if you were to search anywhere on the internet for Peoria, this would be the first thing that would come up. It was on October 2024, a Postal Service truck driver, Gary Rutherford Jr., reported seeing a giant, brown fur-covered bipedal creature. He said it was about 8 feet tall, glowing yellowish orange eyes. Definitely unique there, and just standing by the roadside. And this got a ton of attention. I mean, like I said, that's going to be the first thing you see, and the BFRO brought this up. The bunch of different other articles brought up as well below it.
And this guy's appeared on quite a few podcasts already, too.
Yeah, that too.
Sounds like a pretty good one. I mean, I know he's stuck with the same story everywhere he's talked about it, which is kind of encouraging.
Yeah. And I'm trying to remember the road that this was exactly seen on. It was Evanston. Forgive me if I'm wrong there, but Evan something.
Yeah, might have been Evansville. I don't know. I'll have to look that one up. But yeah, he was adamant that he saw this thing, and it's a route that he drives every day. So it's not like he was unfamiliar with it. He clearly was, he knew what to look for and knew that this thing didn't belong.
Yeah, apparently he drove in that area at least 6 days a week, so he was pretty familiar with the terrain.
Yeah.
And this was cornfields, by the way. This one in particular was cornfields. Not exactly a repeating thing, but that definitely unique for Bigfoot.
Yeah, we're usually talking about Dogman when we're talking about cornfields, it seems.
Yeah.
But, as Chitanois mentioned, corn is a good source of food for an omnivorous creature, and I think most people think Bigfoot is omnivorous. So.
Yeah.
And the glowing eyes, too, you don't always see from Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yellow.
Where did I just see the glowing eyes on it? It may have been on that show we were watching the other day, the Monster Quest show, or maybe it was the These Woods Are Haunted show. There was a Bigfoot with glowing yellow eyes.
Oh yeah, I remember. They're like eyes in the woods or something.
Yeah.
All right. Fortunately, I don't watch that show with you guys.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, another one was in Wildlife Prairie Park. This is near Peoria. I'm assuming that this wasn't actually in, but really, really close.
Mm-hmm.
A group of hikers actually found a giant bipedal footprint, with the toes and everything, and a tuft of fur in the snow, early 2025. Now, yeah, this one was super recent, but at the same time, there aren't a lot of articles about it. It's more just like a Facebook post and a couple YouTube videos and Reddit.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's questionable how credible this is, but it certainly is recent, so...
Yeah, I mean, I hesitate to call something more likely to be fake because it's on YouTube when we're on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Well, but Reddit as well,
Yeah.
That's what I was mainly thinking of.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and I get what you're saying. I mean, it would be different if, this was on like the local news or something, or if...
or the BFRO.
Or the BFRO.
The one I just talked about, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then, way earlier, August 2011, another guy was walking along a creek bed, in Peoria this time.
In Peoria County, at least.
Oh, Peoria County.
Yeah.
That must be in Peoria.
Yeah, well, Peoria is in Peoria County, but Peoria County is bigger than just the city of Peoria.
Okay, I'm getting the Peorias mixed up now, guys. I'm sorry.
I think all the ones you're talking about now are in Peoria County, but they're not all in the city of Peoria.
Cool. Anyway, yeah, this one was a man was just walking and found extremely large footprints, probably very similar, and apparently, once more, this is very credible. They were posted on the BFRO website with his report, and there's a lot more details on that for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, the BFRO guys check into these things pretty carefully, so they're not going to let him post the pictures on their site, I think, unless they believe they're credible pictures.
Yeah.
So that is definitely, that adds some more credibility to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they also like rank the credibility, like A, B, C.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure what ranking that is though.
I know at least a couple of these reports were A's.
I'd assume the first one that we talked about was definitely an A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one, it still has some decent details. I recall reading off of the BFRO website that this person described it as 8.5 feet tall, and basically the same details, super furry, super tall, and glowing eyes.
Well, not too much before that, in May of 2010, maybe about a year earlier, there was a mushroom hunter in Princeville. And mind you, mushroom hunter I didn't know was a thing until the last few years.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. But he was over by Evans Mill Road. That might have been the road that you were talking about earlier, too.
Yes, it was, yeah.
Evans Mill Road, it's right by the Jubilee College State Park. And he found footprints bigger than 16 inches long with a stride of 4 feet. He had his dog with him, and the dog went nuts. The dog alerted and was very scared. He was acting submissive and kind of like whining and laying down on this guy's feet, clearly hoping he would protect him from whatever it was sensing out there. And so they took off after they heard some animal type screams. This was one that they talked about on the Bigfoot Society podcast, and when he went into a little bit more depth on there, he mentioned that he actually talked to one of the neighbors in the area, because he had to get permission from the neighbors to hunt mushrooms there, sometimes step on their land and such. And when he talked to them about it, they were talking about how some local wild or local farm animals had been killed and things like that. So they'd seen something too, down in the, or I'm sorry, they hadn't seen something, but their animals were spooked. And they were actually accusing the mushroom hunter of having spooked the animals. And he was like, no, I wasn't even in that area. And so they kind of put two and two together and realized that, this thing might be the same thing.
Yeah, what's a mushroom hunter gonna do to a dog?
Right.
I don't think a dog would be scared of that.
Yeah, or a cow or sheep or whatever that was spooked down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Earlier still, back in 2007, in October, there was a deer hunter who was in Jubilee or near Jubilee State Park. He saw this tall creature walking at dusk through a clearing about 120 yards away. He said it was brownish red and it appeared to be over 8 feet tall. So it really sounds like we're talking about the same animal or the same creature here.
Yeah, maybe half a foot difference between them all.
Yeah. But the sightings went even beyond Peoria County into some neighboring areas too, right?
Yeah, so in general central Illinois, basically, there's one in Benner Marsh State Fish and Wildlife area. There were a few sightings there that were reported on social media and YouTube.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was one of the ones that I'd seen the YouTube video on, where the woman claimed to have a family of Bigfoot living on her property.
Oh boy.
And she got into the whole vibrational energy thing and how they vibrated at a different frequency than us, so they weren't always visible.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that too, where she talks about the frequencies and yeah, that was definitely a unique take, because there's not many people that have Bigfoot sightings who talk about how these are happening, where they came from.
Yeah, and it's interesting. It's an interesting explanation of how these things manage to disappear so quickly when people see them.
Yeah. So, and there have also been 12 reports of Bigfoot encounters in Fulton County since 1969. The most recent being in 2010, involving a 6.5 foot tall dumpster diving Sasquatch.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, something tells me that might have been just a 6'5" football player dumpster diving instead.
Yeah, I think they described him as stocky at one point, so I guess a football player is probably a good guess.
Yeah.
Maybe their ball accidentally went into the dumpster and they went after it.
Maybe somebody drop kicked it,
Yeah.
or they just got laid off.
Yeah, could be. Who knows? Things were rough in 2010. You're only a couple years removed from the crash of 2008. So.
There are also 3 reports in Haysville County, going all the way back to 1957. The most recent was in 2013, where a witness reported a tan, hairy creature running along the top of a levee at an estimated 300 miles per hour.
30 miles per hour.
30 miles per hour.
300 would have really been news.
Yeah.
Oh my.
It was estimated to be between 7 and 8 feet tall, about 350 pounds. Yeah.
Big guy.
Yeah, I'm not quite that big, but I know that I can't run anywhere near 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, that ratio for, well, I guess 8 feet tall, that'd be, I guess, reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, that's muscular, but not ridiculously so, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, we're really estimating here, because how many 8 feet tall people do you know? And
Yeah.
have you ever tried to guess their weight? But yeah, that's, I wonder, you know, I have to ask myself, how do they know 30 miles an hour? I mean, how, is it just, you know, they were running fast and, yeah, he had to be going 30 miles an hour.
They got a speedometer on Bigfoot.
Yeah. Or was he timing like from tree to tree and he paced it off later and figured out what the distance was and, you know, drew in the asymptotes and, you know, carried the 3 and, you know, did all the math and eventually said, yeah, that was exactly 30.1 miles per hour.
Maybe.
Yeah, who knows? We should probably note some of the interesting terrain around the Peoria area and central Illinois in general. You mentioned the cornfields, and the cornfields are important because even an 8-foot tall creature could hunker down just a little bit and hide in cornfields and move freely in cornfields without being seen. Cornfields provide a source of food, and cornfields are very, very plentiful in middle Illinois. The other thing you have around there, particularly in the Peoria area, is woods. I counted 6 different wooded areas. You got, and these were just the biggest ones. There were a lot of smaller ones, but you've got Jubilee State Park, Banner Marsh State Park, McNaughton Park, Wildlife Prairie Park, Butler Haynes Park, and the Powhatan Fish and Wildlife Area. And you may notice that 2 or 3 of those were actually mentioned in the sightings we just talked about. The other thing worth mentioning is that the Illinois River runs right by Peoria, and it connects to several other areas where there have been Bigfoot sightings in and out of Illinois. I was just reading one a couple days ago about one in the south suburbs of Illinois that happened on a Frisbee golf course.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, you know, south suburbs, Frisbee golf course, this doesn't sound like anything. And it says, yeah, it was the woods butting up against the golf course connect with the Illinois River. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, I mean, that happens sometimes. I mean, from the golf courses that I've passed by in my lifetime, sometimes there'll be swamps, sometimes, I guess, on a very, very rare occasion, thick woods right next to it.
This one actually has a swamp and thick woods next to it.
Hey, both.
Yeah, we might be checking this one out soon. I kind of was intrigued by this story, but we're going to check out Peoria too, as I keep threatening to do every few months.
Yeah. Pure Marquette isn't far from the Illinois River either. It's had Bigfoot sightings.
That's true. That's true. It's I mean, it's right on the Mississippi, but it's near the part where the Illinois branches from the Mississippi, I think.
Yeah.
So the one thing that really jumped out at me with all these sightings is the consistency of the description and the wide time span that it covers. And what that kind of leads me to believe is this isn't just a migratory Bigfoot passing through. I mean, it sounds to me like this is his territory.
Yeah. Were there how many sightings? 4 or 5? Yeah, 5 total there.
Just in Peoria County. That's if we don't count the ones, you know, further out.
Right, yeah. I mean, in that large of a time span, that's pretty impressive and pretty rare.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, you know, you've heard Bigfoot reports. I mean, they go anywhere from 6 feet tall to 12 feet tall, and hair color anywhere from gray to brown to red to black, and you know, and even white sometimes.
Yeah, but these all had the number 8 somewhere in there.
Yeah.
The height.
And they all had the brownish colored fur or tan fur in one case, but that wasn't even in Peoria. That was an extended area. So I think we've got either a Bigfoot or a family of Bigfoot living in the Peoria area, and that's their home turf.
Yeah, I would expect if there's one, there's probably multiple.
I would agree, and I say we should pay them a visit sometime.
Yeah.
Give that family a knock on their door.
Yeah, exactly. We just have to get our vibrational frequency right before we get there so that we can see them and they can see us.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 44 hertz. We're gonna have to, or the 40 hertz. We're gonna have to play that.
Yeah, definitely. So that's what we've learned about Peoria, Illinois and their Bigfoot encounters. If you have had a Bigfoot encounter in Peoria or elsewhere in the Illinois area, we would love to hear about it. If you have thoughts on any of the things we've discussed today, we'd love to hear about it. And as always, we thank you very much for listening and for subscribing and for sharing us with your friends.